Hi, I choose the second option that is about a podcast. In that podcast, someone, a male, is reading some news about international international news from countries of every continent. Uh, they start reading news about Nigeria and the protests that are happening um, because the cost of living is getting higher. A lot of people is losing jobs. By example, some people are sending job applications to an oil company, but its website crashed because it was a lot of applications. The next news is also in Africa. It is in Libya, where 12 officials were arrested because they are they are involved in the collapse of some dams. These collapses caused a lot of floods that killed dozens people in all the country. The officials were condemned to serve from 9 to 70 years in prison. The next news is in Asia. In Israel blamed the terrorist group called Hezbollah. Israel said that this terrorist group sent some missiles from Lebanon to the Golan Heights. Golan Heights is a territory that belongs to Lebanon, but uh, is under the control of Israel. One of these missiles fell over a soccer court where a lot of kids were playing soccer and they died after the missile exploded. The next news is from Philippines, also in Asia, where Philippines accused China uh, about about a deal both countries made about the use of the South China Sea. This deal allows Philippines to move ships around the sea, and China isn't following the deal. The next news are on America. The first is in USA, where a lot of volunteers of the Democrat Party are entering to help the campaign for president of the United States, who is made by the candidate Kamala Harris after the President Biden quitted the race. Still, the Democrat Party is behind the the Republican Party, uh, where his head, visible head, is Donald Trump. The the Democrat Party don't doesn't have the same amount of resources. The next the next news was in Brazil, where the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen gave a speech about the global climate financing in developing countries. This speech was given before the G20 summit that met last week in Brazil. The next news are in Europe. First, is in France about the Olympic Games. At the start, at the initial days of the games, Australia was leading the competition for the medals. They had won 4 medal golds. The the bad the bad side of the Olympic Games was that the Dutch men's beach volleyball team had an athlete who some years ago was accused of raping a 12 years old girl. This athlete served 4 years in prison. After that, he returned to competition and won a place in the Olympic Games uh, fairly. Fairly, they made the effort and they won the place. The Olympic, the International Olympic Committee, uh, really, really wasn't comfortable with him uh, due to his criminal record. But they say this athlete has rehabilitated and was the his place. Um, the last news was in the train where scientists from Cambridge University had discovered that broad beans can improve a person's mood because they contain a chemical called levodopa that influences in the levels of neurotransmitters in the brain. That's all.